COVID-19 surfaced in Singapore in 2020. That year, in May, Singapore went into lockdown, or as we knew it, circuit breaker. It was during this significant period of time that my primary school teacher changed my learning mindset. When the lockdown started, we switched from having interactive face-to-face lessons in classrooms to digital learning, where assignments and classes were all conducted online. This new style of learning was quite relaxed, as our teachers normally gave us simple tasks to complete by the end of the day. Usually, the only rule was to turn it in by 5 p.m. each day. The first few days went fine. I would complete my assignments on time, if not earlier than 5 p.m., and tried to figure out what to entertain myself with for the rest of the day. My mom saw this, and she came up with a great initiative to increase the amount of freedom I would have and start to help me develop my maturity. She told me that once I finished all my assignments for the day, she would give me my phone to use for the rest of the day, and I would only have to return it to her every night at 7 p.m. I remember being ecstatic when I felt the smooth screen, the familiar buttons, and saw my lock screen again for what seemed like months. Why? Well, before this, my screen time was set so that I could only use my phone during the holidays and when I went out with family. So this certainly felt like I hit the jackpot. As the days stretched into weeks and I settled into the monotonous lockdown life, I struggled to find motivation and purpose in my studies. The allure of video games and social media beckoned, offering an escape from the relentless cycle of online classes and assignments. My academic aspirations seemed to disappear. Soon enough, I started slacking in class. This was because I learned how to break the system. How, you may ask? After a few days of these new measures, it dawned on me that as long as my mom thought I had finished my homework, she would give me my phone at any time. But how would she know if I wasn't actually done with my work yet? As long as I finished my work on time, there wouldn't be any consequences if I just tried to get my phone slightly earlier, right? One assignment turned into two. Two turned into three. Soon enough, I ended up not doing any assignments at all. This was the true art of procrastination. I reached a new level of laziness. I didn't stick to the 5 p.m. deadlines anymore. I just started not doing my assignments. Teachers started chasing me for assignments, but I didn't do anything at all. My mom was asking me why teachers were calling her because I didn't submit my homework on time, but I couldn't answer any of her questions at all. I couldn't do anything at all. Naturally, after my mom found out the truth, my phone was confiscated. Yet, even without my phone, I still didn't want to work on my assignments. The pile of homework that I owed was so high after so many days, and I simply couldn't bring myself to finish them all. It was never ending. As the days passed, my pile of unfinished assignments grew taller, casting a looming shadow that weighed heavily on me and my innate sense of responsibility. The consequences of my actions began to show, and the weight of the neglected tasks pressed heavily on my conscience. Digital learning transformed into a source of anxiety as teachers continued to reach out, expressing concern about my academic performance. Caught in a cycle of avoidance and procrastination, I found myself in a ditch. The initial excitement of having unrestricted access to my phone had become a bitter reality as the consequences of my actions unfolded. The sense of freedom had become a fleeting illusion, replaced by a growing sense of guilt. My teachers didn't understand. None of them did. They couldn't see it from my point of view, as an 11-year-old adolescent who had just recently discovered what joy a phone could have brought her. They continued to double down on deadlines, repeatedly telling me that I was supposed to have completed them a long time ago. However, my reluctance to face my mounting workload only intensified, and I continued down the huge slope of academic neglect. Amidst the chaos, my primary school teacher emerged. She recognized the struggle I faced, and she implemented ways to rekindle my motivation, such as conducting virtual one-on-one lessons and giving me personalized feedback. Despite my initial resistance, her unwavering commitment to my education slowly chipped away at my walls of apathy. It was during one of these sessions that my teacher confronted me about the consequences of my actions. She emphasized the importance of taking responsibility for my education and the long-term impact it could have on my future. After all, the PSLE was in a year, the one test to decide my fate as a teenager. She knew I wasn't giving it my all. My scores had worsened significantly from what I usually produced. Inspired by her guidance, I made the decision to break free from my cycle of procrastination. With determination, I tackled the backlog of assignments one by one. The road to redemption was challenging, but the support from my teacher against all others motivated me to strive and try my hardest. Slowly but steadily, I began to regain control over my academic responsibilities. In a flash, PSLE was over. How could 2 years go by so quickly without me not realizing? As a graduation gift, my teacher gave the whole class a notebook, with a personalized note to each of us. Inside, her note to me read, "I have taught you for 3 years, and saw all your progress and changes over this period of time. I really don't know whether to feel happy or sad. In primary 4, you are more quiet and hardworking. In primary 5, you made me extremely angry and frustrated at times. In primary 6, you slowly changed for the better, but I think you could still use some improvement. Next year, you will enter secondary school. Your secondary school teachers won't be the same as the ones in primary school, and you need to depend on yourself more, whether you like it or not. You have to overcome all the challenges that may come your way. I hope you'll be more hardworking, more diligent in years to come, okay? Good luck." That was 2021, and when I entered secondary school in 2022, my primary school journey ended there. Right now, in 2024, my secondary school journey has not ended, and although the memories from primary school days have not changed, I know that my attitude definitely has.